everyone. Welcome back into the show. We're having a great start to the day so far.
Very much.
Feeling the energy, feeling the love. And this morning, guys, that greatness is only going to continue because we are joined by someone who has made it his life's mission to spread joy. Whether it's through music, theater, or community service, Hal Keshner is a multi-talented entertainer, musician, and show director who's brought smiles to seniors, to students, and music lovers alike. From serenading isolated audiences during the pandemic with Hal's Piano Lounge, to staging full-scale productions with kids and teens at the Kaplan JCC in New Jersey, Hal's impact is as heartfelt as it is entertaining. So today, he is here to share the power of performance, his journey through music, and why creating community offstage is just as meaningful as what happens under the spotlight. So, without further ado, welcome to the show, Hal.
Thank you, Nadine.
How you doing this morning?
Feeling great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good. We were talking off camera that you battled through those New York City streets to get here from Jersey. And for anyone who doesn't know, Jersey to Brooklyn it's a thing.
I saw the local streets in Jersey City and the local streets downtown, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming here, and it's so fun to have you here in person. And like I said, I mean, you're such a light. You have done so much, but we just wanted to kick off this convo, kind of just taking it back to your early music days. So what got you interested in music and learning to play all those instruments?
Well, it's just in my blood. My parents are musicians. Were well, my mother is still alive. She's 98 now, and she was one of the first female orchestra conductors and chorus conductors in the country. She had to fight to make her way, and she performed all over, was reviewed in the Times and all that.
Wow.
And still teaches voice lessons on Zoom to students in California and Arizona and all over.
She still does that to this day.
Still does it? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's still doing it. Yep. And playing Bach on the piano, just amazing. So it was in my soul. And my father was a fantastic artist and was, I don't know if you remember, you may be too young, the Funk and Wagnalls encyclopedias that they sold in the A&P stores, and you buy one volume at a time. He used to put all the displays together and all that. So, but he was also musical. But I just grew up being musical. I couldn't help it. I would be singing all the time and driving the school bus driver crazy. And he said, "Tell him to stop already." And bands when I was in high school and all that. But in the meantime, of course, you had to have the day job. So it's a whole journey of understanding yourself and understanding the world, and that's what it's all, for me, what it's all about. So. I became involved in human services. I got a master's in psych, and I wound up doing community residence programs for disabled people in Jersey, and then in Long Island, and then after that, working for the city health and hospitals. But all the time, I was playing music because I couldn't stop. It was who I was, and it is who I am. So 10 years ago, I retired, and this is now my full-time job, playing music. But in the meantime, I've been so fortunate to be connected with many of the original doo-wop artists from the Bronx and from Brooklyn, Manhattan, back when they were still alive and performing. And then with the second generation, I used to work with United Group Harmony Association in the house band there, doing all the piano work and doing their CDs that they put out. I became involved with theater, community theater for children, for adults. I work with seniors. I do a lot of, by now my singing has improved. It's good. I sing, play, and play piano, guitar, banjo, ukulele, kazoo.
Yeah.
Kazoo is the thing. I keep telling people kazoo is a real instrument.
Wait, so tell us about that, because we do actually have a clip of you playing the kazoo. But
no, really?
Oh, we do. We have it all here, Hal. But I want to know, what was it? Because you play piano, kind of the more common instruments, we'll say. What is it about the kazoo?
The kazoo is my second voice.
Oh, okay.
It's like singing an octave higher, and you can really. It could be like a saxophone or a trumpet or anything else with it. It is. It's another way to speak and to sing. And as ridiculous as it looks when I play it, and people smile all the time, but that's okay. And then after that, they say, "Oh yeah, it really is an instrument." But my bandmates always talk about, "Oh, we got to put it under that car over there, let it run over. Let's get rid of that kazoo."
Hey, I like how unique it is. And guys, for anyone who's like, "Wait, is kazoo like the thing that we had when we were kids?" Yeah, that. Let's check it out.
That one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and here it goes. Your turn now. When you're smiling, when you're smiling.
Yes, I'm here for it.
That's amazing.
That's a perfect example of what I do, because that was a women's club in Suffern, New York, in the basement of the library. I came in, and they were all the mouths were like that, right? And in 2 seconds they were like that.
Oh yeah.
That's what I do.
My smile hasn't gone away.
That is absolutely amazing. So how, of course, performing, you have so many skill sets and the ability to kind of transition and read the room. Do you have a favorite performance that kind of stands out?
I love going to nursing homes, and I always end my set with "God Bless America." And my favorite moment is when somebody in a wheelchair stands up.
Wow.
When I play "God Bless America," and they do.
Wow.
That really gets me every time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful song. What do you think it is? It brings the patrioticness out of people?
It's something. Well, what it is, we feel something in common with that song. No matter what side of the view you are politically, you feel something with that. And yeah, so everyone gets right on with that.
Yeah. And you've also worked with people who have various disabilities as well throughout your time in your career.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think the arts can kind of help shape people's mindsets in that
well,
way?
it's a moment to get real.
Yeah.
That's what I go twice a month to a place called the Opportunities Center in Fair Lawn. And I bring my keyboard in. These are folks who maybe they can just, talk a little bit, or maybe not so much. These are adults. But when I start playing, the party's on, and everybody is rock and rolling. Their faces light up, and for an hour, dancing and having a great old time.
Oh yeah.
So it's all about just being inside yourself, right? Not someone telling you have to do this, or you can't do this, or you should do this. It's just being with the moment and being with your feeling of being real.
Oh, and just real quick, speaking of being real, Z always has really great sock game. And so, Z, I don't know if you've noticed yet.
Oh, I did.
Do you see Hal's socks right now? Those piano socks?
I did.
What do you think about that, Z?
I think those are epic. Hal, I have a pair of guitar socks, but those, my friend, those are trumping those.
When I did a show somewhere for some seniors, they gave this to me as a present, and on the bottom, I won't take them off. One side says, "I play piano," and the other one says, "What's your superpower?"
Oh, there you go, the piano there. Yes, I love it.
That is so good. That is so good. I'm telling you, Hal, you have such this way of, you utilize music, and I feel like music is the universal language.
Yep.
So, when you just spoke about how, people standing up for God Bless America, and how, you're just able to connect with the youth, and even in that performance that we saw, you walk in and people, frown upside down, and you're able to shift that. Now, you have educator. That's also a part of your resume. What are the different ways that you are instructing, I guess, people from whether they're musicians? Are you teaching people how to play instruments, or are you just teaching people from an acting perspective, like how to step into directing? What does that look like?
Well, mostly these days, what I do is I work with musical theater with Broadway shows that kids do, and the accompaniment is pre-recorded, except that they have to learn the songs, and it's not just singing; it's all about working together. So we put on these shows at the oh, there you go. There's Cheryl, our choreographer. She was in the chorus line way back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we have a choreographer, a director. We have a stage manager. We have a social worker who's there, because these kids, they got feelings and things happen, and this one said that. It could derail the whole rehearsal. So you take them aside for a moment. And you say, okay, let's talk. Right? But what I do is I teach people how to be comfortable with music and how to perform, and then how to let the energy come out. That's the last step. So when we're doing, you're saying, okay, over there they're doing the first read-through. Like when we do summer camp, okay, 2 weeks. On a Monday morning, they're auditioning. Everyone gets like 3 minutes. Then at lunch, we're frantically casting the show. Then they're sitting around and they are reading through in Monday afternoon. And by the next Thursday, they're doing the whole show.
What?
For an audience of 200 people.
Wow.
Yeah. And in between, they go swimming and have lunch and whatever they do, running around outside a little bit. and I tell people this, and they're like, no, that's impossible. Yeah. And this is going on twice every summer. I've been doing this now for the last 4 years. Coming up, we're doing Annie, and then we're going to do something called Once on This Island, which is a musical set in the Caribbean.
Wow.
And it's fantastic for me to see this unfold. And I tell them, I say, on Monday morning, I say, okay, remember this moment, because in a week and a half, you're going to be in front of an audience.
Well, okay, so that is crazy
incredible.
to think about.
Yeah.
Is it because they're so young and they're like sponges that they can memorize lines really fast? Or what is your technique, if you can share it with us, that allows kids or preps the kids to be ready in a week and a half?
Yeah.
That's crazy. 10
Well,
days.
part of it is don't waste time. Stop talking amongst yourselves. You can do that at lunchtime. If you want it, okay. But that doesn't help, because they want to get together. They want to get. That's what it is. But we always start with kids coming in. I love. There's one kid I thought she came into audition and she had her backpack in front of her. She was hiding on the side, and she came out. I said, "Sing something." She was like this with a lip.
Aww.
Do I have to sing anything? Sing happy birthday to me. My birthday's coming up. Happy birthday. She was like, I thought she was going to cry. A week and a half later, she was, pa, pa, pa.
Oh, wow.
Right? So, these are the kinds of moments that we say, okay. And we usually find one kid, we say, that's going to be our project. That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, break them out of the shell a little bit.
Yep.
Within 10 days, she's doing that on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it lights me up.
Right?
I say.
I can see how much it already lit you up. Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, I always, the more and more I begin to experience, not even the arts, but just I have conversations, I realize adults we're just big kids.
We are.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think these same concepts, as you're saying these things, I'm fascinated, because I'm like, how does this also transition into, not even necessarily actors or actresses now, but just people who might have issues speaking in front of audiences and things like that,
I once overheard a group of people talking in a diner downtown, and they talked about the story. This one guy was going to retire, and they said, "We're going to give you a luncheon. I'm not going to give a speech. We're giving you a luncheon. I'm not going to give a speech. Well, we're giving you a luncheon." So it came time to say, "Okay, Bob, say a few words. So he got up and he took one of the old-fashioned dictaphones and put it on the podium and press play and sat down.
He said, I'm not doing this.
But the whole thing is about just getting into the fun of the show itself. And plus, the other thing that's going on is they call it backstageography. So you got this whole thing where in between this scene and that scene, you're going to have to move the block. You're going to have to take the chair off. You're going to have to put this over there. So they got to remember all that too at the same time. So they're getting involved with the project. And you start with a bunch of nervous kids who are like, am I good enough? Am I going to do it? Am I going to get a part? By the end, they're like, okay, how can I help this one? And how can I, this one over here, and this one needs that, and this one, they become a family. And it all takes place in that short period of time because they're all just focused on getting an excellent show together.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And with your leadership too, I'm sure you make it fun every single
All the
day.
time.
And
All the time.
That's what life is all about. We love your
All the
energy. I
time.
feel like I was already awake this morning, but now I just had another shot of caffeine in a sense, guys. And we're gonna keep this fun and this energy going. I have so many more questions about everything that you're doing as a musical director and more, but we're gonna take a quick commercial break, guys. So don't go anywhere because you're gonna miss out on some fun if you do. We'll be right back.
All right. Welcome back to the AM show. We are here with Hal Keshner. He is incredible. You know my term. I say when we have guests here who do multiple things, not only are they a jack of all trades, I call them a Swiss Army knife. So Hal is definitely that. He is incredible, and we are here with him.
Thank you.
So Hal, again, we're just so grateful to have you on the show, and thankful that you're pouring into us and just already dropping gems. We're ready. Listen, me and Nadine are ready for Shakespeare. Okay.
Oh, we're ready to go.
Ready for Shakespeare.
I'm glad you're ready.
So, when we last left off, one of the things we were fascinated with was how quick that, the children and the kids that you work with are able to absorb and then step on stage, and the different skill sets that they're able to garner. I guess if there's one message that you could, if there's a child right now who might be watching and they're like, hey, I might be interested in theater, what would be one thing that you would tell them if they're maybe a little bit nervous about stepping into it?
Just go for it. We have another group of kids that they don't even perform on stage. All they do is paint scenery, and it's called Building Broadway. And they you can do anything you want to do to support it, but a lot of them start that way, and then they go on the stage. The thing that I would tell a kid is just project your energy, have fun, and everything else is going to work out.
Yeah.
It's going to work out, and you'll see. You'll have a good time, and then you don't have to be a star. You don't even have to be like a supporting actor. You just want to go out and be part of the experience.
Yeah.
And remember that the audience is there to enjoy what you're doing. They're there for you to support you. They're not there to criticize you. They're there because they need to have a good time. They need it. They need what you're giving them. So, just give it to them.
Yeah. Just give your all to them. Do what you can. And you talk about the audience being engaged, and they definitely are, because you guys aren't putting on some unknown musicals or plays. You guys are doing some of the top of the top. You already said in our prior segment that Annie is on the list. You've also done Matilda. So what is it like kind of taking some of those iconic musicals and bringing them to the kids to enjoy?
Well, for me as a musical director, part of it is I need to simplify some of the harmonies because it's hard to. But if you can get one or two notes at the end of a song that are in harmony, then they'll feel like they really did something great. The important thing: feel the beat, and take a breath. For crying out loud, just take a breath. You got your time. To between notes, That's when your notes, your solos come. We always give a solo. Even if you have like 10 parts in the show, we'll write in 20 more parts, and we'll break up the song. We'll say, you have that line, you have that line. So your solo's coming up. Take a breath.
And then go.
Yeah. This is your moment.
Yeah.
Now, and count 2, 3, 4, go. Okay, now you're in.
Yeah.
And then I cue them as best as I'm in the back of the auditorium waving my wings around.
Yeah, I can only imagine seeing you in action there. Speaking of seeing kids in action, we do actually have a clip of some of your kids performing Matilda.
Oh, good.
So why don't we check that out?
Good.
Oh my God, look at them
That's
go.
amazing.
So this is what people can expect here. I mean, you were able to do it all. How do you balance that, the fun, but also the discipline with those kids?
I'd say, do you want to have an okay show? You want to have a great show? If you want to have a great show, this is what you're going to have to do, right? And we get them. They're there, and they get motivated. And every time that something is cooking, we say, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
And that becomes fun, right?
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It becomes and the source of pride.
Yeah.
They say, yeah, I did this.
I love that. I love that. Now, as you're working with kids, have you had any that you've worked with at a young stage, and then you've seen them grow and go on to high school and continue to pursue musical theater and things like that?
I've seen a few kids that have. I never worked with any Broadway stars, so to speak, but I see the kids grow, and as they mature, a lot of them do go on. I may never see them again, but they are continuing.
Yeah.
And I know that they're continuing because they're just so into it. So I say, okay, this is great. This is we did something. And actually, they're starting now another level of musical theater at the JCC, which is going to be from up to about 19 years of age. So they're going to be doing. I think their production is going to be 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what's the age range that you cover?
Well, I go, let's see, 3rd to 5th grade and 6th to 8th grade. There are also some smaller kids. They do. I don't get involved with that, but they use our set and they'll do a mini workshop. They'll do one song like we do Annie. They'll learn It's a Hard Knock Life, and they'll go up and they'll do that song for their parents, with the costumes and all, right? But that's the age range that I cover is those two groups. And in the summer, they're all together.
Oh.
So you have the little ones and the big ones, and they're all doing a show together.
Oh, amazing.
Which is pretty good too.
Now, it's not just the summer, right? You guys do spring and fall as well, or can you tell us a little bit about the schedule?
In the spring, we do 2 shows. In the fall, we do 2 shows. So we get together on Monday nights, and we have the little kids and then the older kids, and usually in the fall session, we'll go. The little kids put on the show in December, and then after New Year's, the older kids put theirs on, and then in the spring. Like April and May, and they're going concurrently. So you think about it, we're turning out 6 shows a year.
Wow.
Which is
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And all good too. And we have a nice theater, about 200 seats. People come and sit down and they enjoy it. Yeah. And the camp shows are great because we'll have one for the adults and then we'll have like 2 for the campers, and they're like, Crazy.
I can imagine when the campers, when they gather to watch, watch their peers perform, the energy is just through the roof.
It's something else.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, is there a musical? I know you're doing Annie, you've done Matilda. Is there a musical that you're hoping to do? You can't wait to do? You wish you could get your hands on it?
I couldn't name one because they keep throwing great shows at me, and I keep learning them on the fly as they're going.
Oh, okay.
So I'm all right with that. But I'm looking forward to. 13, the musical is going to be good. I've seen that on Netflix. We're doing that with the older kids. It's about a kid from New York whose parents split up, and he's going to have his bar mitzvah. Now he's got to have it out in Iowa, and it's a Netflix musical. It is pretty good. But I What's on This Island is going to be great.
Yeah.
It's all singing, and there's like hardly any lines to the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's kind of like what Cats was.
There you go.
And Cats came out great. Those are little kids. I didn't think they could do that. It turned out great. So Once on This Island is going to be a summer project. I'm going to have 8 days to teach them that with all singing. So that's going to be that'll be good.
Oh, wow. It sounds so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a variety, whatever's kind of brought in front of you, any challenge, you're like, accept, I'll do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn.
Yep.
For me. So I'm good with that. Whatever it is.
Now, do the kids also, how does it work? Do they also have embedded in the camp, for the camp specifically, is there vocal training that's attached to it as well, or?
We'll do a vocal warm-up every day, and that's kind of a way for them to get to use their body, use their voice, and especially when they come in, they're full of energy and all that. We got to focus them and getting them to feel their voice and in their body and get rid of the nerves and just get, I usually start, because you use your diaphragm over here, so I say, okay, everybody repeat after me. Hi, Hal.
Hi, Hal.
Right, there you go. And then everyone comes up to me in the hallway. Hi, Hal. And I'm supposed to remember everyone's name? I don't know.
Oh, that's amazing.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, you.
Hey, hi.
Oh, that's so fun. It seems like you just make the environment absolutely amazing. And we were just speaking a little bit about challenges, how you overcome it. And the pandemic was a big challenge for all of us, for everyone, and especially in what you do in the arts and not being able to be there in person in order to see musicals, to be creative with others. But you rose above it. You decided to create Hal's Piano Lounge on Facebook. You did multiple episodes on there, which was fantastic. So I want to show folks just a little bit of one of your episodes, and then we'll chat about what inspired this, okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Let's see.
Autumn in New York. Why does it seem so inviting? Ooh, autumn in New York. It spells a thrill of first nighting.
That says November 17th, 2021. So definitely still in the pandemic, towards the end there. But what inspired you to go live on Facebook to do these for like over an hour every time?
Oh, well, when the shutdown happened, which was in
2020, yeah.
20 in March, I actually had just flown out to Tucson to help my parents with some issues they had with their house. And I was actually one day out there when everything shut down. So now I'm staying in Tucson, walking around the desert, and everything's cool. I can go places, and I know there's people back home who are stuck in their apartments. And I said, I got to do something. So I went on Amazon and ordered a tripod and a keyboard and a guitar. And I started to walk around the desert and show people the sunset and sunrise and all that.
Aw.
And then and play a few tunes. And to my surprise, I started to get messages from people saying, hey, we need this. We watched your show 3 times already, and my wife is watching the other one in the other room, and you got to keep going. I said, oh, hey now. All right.
Wow.
So that I just kept it going and all the way through. And I still do piano. I still do special shows every once in a while, as much as I can. But it just showed me that music has a power to reach people. And there were also the side chats that were going on underneath it on the Facebook show where people were, oh, this one was talking to that one or that one. And that was cool because otherwise, they weren't talking to anyone, right?
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah. And gave me a chance to say, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah. And kept your creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
Too, I'm sure a little
Exactly.
bit, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Well, Hal, do you have, with your involvement in musical theater and your affinity for just music overall, do you have like a favorite collaboration?
Well, one of my special friends in the world is sitting over there. Your producer. Are you a producer? What do you? I don't know. Jackie Nunez, who runs the Goodfellas Music Club, and I've done a lot of shows with her. She brings together a lot of the musical groups and performers out to Queens every month. I work with a regular group of musicians who most of them I've worked with for 10 up to 30 years, and vocalist Crystal Spivey, who's just amazing. We've worked together about 20 years. She's a choir director at St. Aloysius Church in 135th Street and commutes from Philadelphia to twice a week to do that. And we go out and do gigs together. She's got one of the most astounding voices. And then regular bass player Butch Holland and drummer Lou Imperato and Paul Speziali, guitar player. We have a great horn section, and we go out and we'll do parties and such. I do a lot of arranging for them.
So fun.
And yeah, it is fun. It really. I think I loved working with the old doo-wop groups a lot. Putting that together, I did a CD called the Morrisania Review with a lot of groups from the Arthur Cryer and Gene Tompkins and Bobby Mansfield, Dean Barlow. I'm going to miss a couple, but anyway, who were involved. Lillian Leach, of course, and Sammy Fain, who were people from the early '50s, and their sound was so sweet. It was just amazing. I used to do. I would go on WFUV, the Fordham station, and they used to have Neil Hirsch had the afternoon doo-wop show. I would go on there and accompany singers, and then he'd have parties back at his house. And they're somewhere on YouTube.
Cool.
People harmonizing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Those were special times for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've done so much. You're really enjoying your retirement, getting back to what you love, which is music. And yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's beautiful to see because I see your passion, I see your enjoyment for it, and we're just so glad you're able to come here and share all that with us. But before I let you go, I just have some rapid fire questions for you. The kind of in the musical world and music scene. So if you want to answer these, maybe just a couple word answers. You ready?
Go.
All right. Favorite Broadway show of all time?
Fiorello.
All right. Most underrated musical?
Cats.
Cats. Okay. Yeah, there's some people either love it or hate it. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a go-to song to lift your mood?
Micaela by Pete Rodriguez.
Okay, I haven't heard that before. I need to listen to it.
Oh boy.
Micaela.
That's my jam.
All right, we're gonna have to listen to that one. And one thing every performer should know.
Smile. Even if you don't feel like it.
Even if you don't feel like it. Because sometimes smiling, even if you fake it, it starts to make you feel a little bit better.
You also sing better.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
You sing better. Guys, Guys, that was Hal Keshner. Thank you so much for coming here. We so appreciate it. You sharing your time, your wisdom, your energy. So if you guys are in New Jersey, or maybe you're not, maybe even you're in Brooklyn, but you're down to do the commute and you're interested in maybe signing your kids up for one of Hal's wonderful musicals, we have all the info linked below right here. And good luck this summer, and we'll be watching you guys.
Nadine Z, thank you so much.
Of
Yeah,
course.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Hal.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we have a little bit left of the show, and we return, so don't go anywhere. Woo.